Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you have not subscribed, please do so you can keep up with all the things that I do make. Today I'm working with this Oreo box that we got for Valentine's Day. The lid separates and this is plastic on here, but I will be covering this up. So the things that we're going to need today is paper mache mix, 1 part water, 1 part flour is what I used. It was a little bit thick, so I used a little bit more water. Get your ruler, any size. I'm also using this kind of ruler to measure around. And then, of course, your pencil, paper mache, paper. I'm going to be painting the inside of the box. I am using these letters that I got from Walmart. They did not have an O, so this one's going to look a little crazy because it was a Q, but I turned it into an O, and I did not want to go back to Walmart. I believe these are W's. I'm not really sure, but I am going to use them as M. If you can get better letters, that would be great. But I will be painting those. I'll probably be using like some pink or red because I am doing this for a Mother's Day project. This is my burlap that I got, so I will be covering this with that. So at this time, I'm going to put this part away and just work with this. What I'm going to do is, I'm probably going to cover this whole part right here. And I'm going to cover up this whole part. And we'll see how it goes. I'm going to start with the inside first. And this paste is still a little thick. And I even added more water. I might have to do some more because this is really thick. I don't think I really want it that thick. And if you don't have newspaper, then you are able to use like paper towels. I've seen individuals use thick toilet paper. I've not used toilet paper. I think that would be too thick. I have used paper towels. Ugh. I mean, look at that. That is so thick. I might just need to water that down as soon as I can. Guess I should have got some napkins. And for the top of the lid, once it's all done and burlapped and everything, I did get a bow also, which I'll show you. Just forgot to show you at the beginning. That I'll be putting on the top, and then the mom is going to go underneath. And you can use this for any project. Mother's Day's about here, so I just want to go ahead and get this. If I see something that I know that I can do a project with, later I will keep it and put it up in my craft spot and use it for later. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and take this and I am going to water it down. This is what I have so far. I will be doing this other side, but yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so got it just a much better consistency. Also, if you're not safe with doing this on your burlap, I would move it out of the way. I have a lot of burlap. I bought 2 yards, so I have enough to do this. Yes, much better. I just don't care too much about the really thickness. It's going to leave lumps and everything else. And like I said, I'm just covering this whole entire deal, and I am going to, after I'm done doing this, I will jump to the, oh, that's a long piece. I didn't cut that too well. But so anyway, let me finish what I was saying. After I'm done doing this, I have this habit of stopping what I say because I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. So after I get this set, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the other side. And then let it all dry. And then I'm going to do another coat. And then once I get all that, I'm going to paint it because the burlap is a bit see-through. So I'm going to use the black that I have here. And some of this is on my finger, so the little teeny pieces that I get out here will transfer on here. It is a messy job. Just can't go too quick with it or you can really make a mess. So once this is all finished, I will show you what it looks like, but you want to make sure that you have this completely dry. All right, so while I have that drying out in the sun, because it is a beautiful day here, I'm going to go ahead and move to the bottom part of the box. What I'm doing with this is I'm starting with this, wrapping it all the way around so I can get the burlap measure. And this is actually going to be 39.5 because I've already measured it and I've seen it. And with this one, it will be looks like 3 5/8. Now what I will do is I will measure right here. And let's do right here. And the way I do is I just want to make sure that it is correct all the way over. So I will make all these little small lines because sometimes your fabric can be crooked, so you definitely want to make sure that it is correct. Once you have all your lines all the way across, you then want to place your ruler. If you have one longer, that will be great. And then you just want to place this. You want to stripe your line all the way across. I have two different ones, so I did one wrong here. Right. Right. Let's see. So right here is where it's actually cut crooked. So coming off just a little. All right, let me go ahead and give this a cut, and I will show you what I do next. Okay, so I got it cut, and this should fit, and I really don't like when this happens. Just how you cut it, I guess. All right, so I went ahead and got that wrapped around here. Let's see. Well, I hate that this happens. Some Mod Podge will work for it. Set that aside. So I will start right here. Make sure that it's on really good. That did not go as planned. All right, and then just keep going around. Make sure that it stays up here. Like at the corner, because this one just wants to pop off there. While I'm waiting on that, I'm just going to go ahead and Mod Podge on top of it. This way it will keep the burlap from continuing to tear. And once it dries, it'll dry clear. I'm going to try to go all the way around it before I continue to make a big mess with Mod Podge on the top of it. So I'll do the Mod Podge on top here in a second. Hey, Mom. Sorry about that. My kids. The quarantine life. All right. So I'm on the corner. No, I don't know if I'm going to do anything with the bottom. Probably won't. But on the inside, I'll paint it, I think, black. Or we can go with pink. Not quite sure yet. More than likely, it's probably going to be black. How far? Thought I did this right here. I guess I didn't put enough. Wow. Make sure you put enough. And then just continue to make sure that it is straight. I promise one day I will get a better camera where I can have you guys see exactly what I'm doing. And if you want to know like the consistency of it, that's it. So, whoa. So maybe just Really forgot that once you put Mod Podge on burlap, it tends to shrink a tad bit. I don't know why it does. So make sure that you completely pull down, because that is what happened. There we go. There we go. So once you got it pushed down, and right here, it looks like it pretty much closed up. I should have went ahead and did a paper mache around here, painted it so you do not see the blue. That's probably something that you would want to do. If it's a different color than, other than like a cardboard color. If it was a cardboard color, then I would say go ahead and do it all the way around. But with this box being blue, that's what I would recommend. So what I'm doing is basically just going around with it. I like the sponge. The sponge is better than so what you're going to do is just do this all the way around, all the way. And then once I'm done with this, I am going to go out and check the lid of the paper mache to see how well it had dried. I just really wanted the lid to be more sturdy because of the plastic on the inside, so that is why I did that. And also I'm just going to paint it so the top of the part is not so see-through. The sides doesn't really matter too much here, just the lid is what's more important, I think, so because that's what you're going to see first. All right, I will see you in a bit. Now that I went ahead and got this, it's not completely dry, and I fixed this also. Didn't like that it wasn't meeting. Anyway, I did go check on my lid. It was still a little wet, so what I'm gonna do right now is basically squirt some of this in here, and I'm gonna start painting. This is my dry one. Make sure that you rinse your Mod Podge sponge off, or paintbrush, or whatever you're using. And what I'm going to do is basically just paint in here, and I'm going to do the sides and the bottom. And I didn't know that was the only little paint that I had, so I may have to run to the store to get more. I thought I had a big one for my Halloween projects that I did. I really should have done that one. I seen this girl who made a zombie for her yard, and I forget who it was, but I loved it. And one of those styrofoam faces that you're able to buy for like a mannequin face, I went ahead and turn that into a zombie, and then I did the body and the legs. Oh, it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I may just have to do another one because we do this. We do a Halloween theme here, like every year, and you know, there's grown-ups and kids that come to our house just to see what we do, and nothing like it's a great feeling to know that you inspire like all these kids and adults, because they're like, wow, we just love it here and we just have so much fun. And my husband, he'll always dress up, and everybody thinks he's like a mannequin of some kind, and he'll go and scare them. So they'll be like, is that real or what? And then all of a sudden he'll and they love it. It's nice. We have a lot of fun doing it. So far this is what it's looking like. The sides is better than the bottom. I'm definitely going to have to, hopefully I have enough. But I think Halloween is my best day. I don't know, is it a holiday? Is Halloween a holiday? I think so. I don't know. Anyway, it's one of my favorite things. I mean, I do like Christmas, and we always have a lot of people that drive by, but I don't decorate as much. I mean, we do, but you don't get the interactions with people. I mean, you see people drive by, but you actually don't get to talk to people like you do with Halloween. All right. So actually I got the whole thing done. So I'm just going to go ahead and reapply. Whoa. This, make it a real thick. There's really not much stuff to do here when you're quarantined and have to stay in. They're actually starting to open things up slowly. We'll see how that goes. Some of our lakes you still have to wear masks. Which, wherever I go, I always wear a mask, so sometimes it's inconvenient because I can't breathe. But got a little bit on the top of my burlap, but it's just a tiny bit, so I can always cut it. So this is it, and I will probably do another coat like right here on the sides, you can see. But I'll wait until it dries, do another coat, and I am going to now check on my lid and see if that's ready yet. Okay, so the lid is dry on both sides. It made it more sturdy. All right, so I don't know if I'm gonna have enough. I'm going to go ahead and paint this black also, because that way when I put the top of the burlap on, it will not be so, like, the black will look much better than the newspaper because you can see through. So we're gonna do this real quick. Don't go too fast because the paint will splatter. And I probably will not paint the back side, but if I had more black, I would go ahead and paint this to match up everything. And it would probably be easier if you went ahead and paper mache the sides too. But I did not. So we are going to just go with it. I am painting the sides. You would think I would have everything ready. Goodness sakes. I just did not know I was out. Hopefully I can finish it off. This is messy, so I did put a mat down. Nah. It's getting hard to grip. All right. Definitely needs another coat, but, well, yeah. I am going to get that. I should have definitely laid this on something where I can at least get a and definitely get something where you can squirt this in. Sometimes I don't think. There we go. That's much better. And then once it dries, you can do more coats. And that's probably what I will do. All right. Because I do have enough, but it's definitely messy. Watch what you wear. All right, so once everything gets done, and dried. And more than likely I'm going to do this color in like maybe a pink, hot pink. We'll see what colors I have. You want to, I want to make this big enough where I can cover this whole side and then the sides right here. And it wasn't dried all the way, but that's okay. I am going to, I will trace this, but I am going to measure the outside of the box. And then the inside of the box as well. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and make this, messed up. Didn't leave enough room down here. All right, let's do this again. So we're gonna do this. Do I not have a sharpener? No. Need something to sharpen. It's pretty dull. Okay, so with this and this, it's going to be about 2 3/4. So you'll take your ruler and you're going to mark all the way around until you so once you go all the way around, you'll cut and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so got this all done, or sorry, this all done. You can see where I had drew it and got that. Sorry, totally got distracted after I had cut that out. So what I'm doing right now is really quick. I am going to go ahead and paint the bottom of this. Ew. Kind of looks like it got dry or something. I don't want to grab it with my fingers. So I'm going to do this so I don't get the burlap that is going to go underneath, so I don't go ahead and paint it. So I'm just getting the bottom part right here. I wanted something more of a oh crap. I wanted something like a hot pink, but like something more I guess maybe darker, like kind of maybe a magenta. I guess that might be it. Oh, I got way too much on. If you get it on the sides, it's fine because it's going to be covered up. Kind of wondering what to do with Father's Day. I'm not really sure. I've always liked to craft. I've always been told I would be a really good teacher to teach crafts for school kids. But I enjoy it. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I do my best. I'll give you ideas. So anyway, this is what the inside's going to look like of the box. So now I really got to let that dry before doing anything else. I will go wash out my paintbrush, let this dry, and we'll put the burlap on. All right, so got this completed. I think that looks so much better. All right, so I am going to go ahead. Actually, I do not want, if you can see the pencil mark, I do not want that on there, so I'm actually going to turn it around. Make sure all of this is even before I actually start. So I'm going to turn it around. And it was not even. So it looks not bad. Looks good. And that spot was a little wet. All right, so let's turn it around. All right, yeah, I got some pink on that right there, but it's on the inside, so it's not going to show up. All right, I'm going to have to do this all over again because I totally forgot what I was doing. Just put a really good layer on this. So always make sure that everything's dry so it don't smear onto your brush. All right. If you don't land it the first time, then it's fine because all this isn't going to end up being Mod Podged anyway. There we go. Just match it up with those lines. All right. So I am going to start with, that part is not dry. I'm going to start in here. And you want it to be tight. So I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if it'd be go ahead and do the inside or just do around the sides. But it is gonna it's gonna be time consuming because you do gotta let this dry. So I'm sure you don't want to watch this whole entire video of me just holding this and waiting for it to dry. And I honestly don't have anything to really talk about. Yeah, it's going to be very time consuming to do this part. So just go all the way around. All right, so while I'm finishing up, I want to go ahead and show you. I went ahead and I noticed that when I do this, I get it like everywhere. I went ahead and started doing it on the inside as well as the inside. Found that it's so much easier. And then I'm pulling it really, really tight. Oh, and I have a lot of burlap right there left. So as I'm pushing, making sure that it's tight. I got glue all over me. Mod Podge. So now I'm just going to go through and do the inside and use my fingers to actually press on the ones that were creased in. I'm sure you can do this with a plain box. Just make sure that you get your measurements exactly right. And it's okay if you get the Mod Podge on the back side, because we need to seal it anyway. It's a really thicker part, so just want to make sure that goes down. Sorry, it's my cat. I have a Bengal, and he's always getting into something, like a box over there. So what I'm doing, is actually just going through here and just pressing and making sure that it's down. Just want to make sure that it does not come up. like this one was a little loose, so if you have access, you just smear it. So like this part, it had a lot of, oops, fabric from where we have to continuously fold it because it is not a complete square, and it's going to have that loose. So this one was a little loose, so we're going to fix that. Make sure you Mod Podge it so it's going to stick to the cardboard and not have any loose bubbles. And when I mean bubbles, you can see right here. I don't know if you really can see that, but anyway, it's a bubble. And that is not what I want. So flatten that down onto the box. So when I flatten it, I kind of do this and kind of take my thumbs and I push down on this burlap on the inside. So at the same time, I'm pulling it down to tighten it up. So I am so messy with this. Alright, I just want to make sure I keep you guys. Alright. Now I'm going to do this part. Make sure it doesn't come off. This one did really good in tightening all this part. The ones with the creases, I add more Mod Podge so it can get through those creases. I definitely want them to stay, so definitely gonna pack it down. So it can not come off and bubble. It's definitely a messy job, but thank goodness it's Mod Podge and it will end up drying clear. So, but I believe I got it all, so I'm just going to go through here and just make sure. Towards the bottom, I got some creases, but not enough that it's going to make a big deal of the way that it looks. I mean, not bad for an Oreo box that we got for Valentine's Day to recreate something that would be nice for like a gift. It don't even have to be for Mother's Day. It can be for a birthday or just a Christmas gift. You can do, just be creative. And this was not supposed to happen. What happened here? So you can see I have a crease right there, so I'm gonna try to get this down. Terrible. I'm a messy person. so I don't even know. Oh, it's part of the... It's part of the newspaper part. I didn't make sure that it was even. Definitely want to get the corners because, you know, that's going to be the right here, like the edges, not corners. Because that is what's actually keeping this all together. So, and it's got to stay on the sides. You need it. If you're having a big box like I'm doing, I mean, it's not big, but for this, I mean, it's not small. So make sure that you get enough Mod Podge and everything. And paint if you're painting, unlike me. I'm almost done. Alright, so, I mean, this stuff, if you can see, I don't know if you can see, but it is, it's a mess. It's a mess. Alright, so, I just see some bubbles right here. Let me see. Right here. So, I am going to try to get these out here. Alright, oh, did not mean to stick that in, so I'm going to try to get these out as best as I can. Some of these have the creases. I did the best that I could with trying to do that. And I guess I could have cut it and try to do it that way. So another good way to get those out, you can cut it and join them together instead of the creases. So I'm going to go ahead and let this dry. As you can see, I went ahead and got it all. This is what the inside looks like. Some Mod Podge in there that it will eventually dry. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, so this is pretty much dry. Not all the way. And I went ahead and Mod Podged this. You can see some spots are still thick and dry. Well, they're dry. They're just, it's not clear yet because it's so thick. That did not even make sense. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to, this is the bow that I decided I'm going to go ahead and put on here. Right here in the middle. And it comes with this little thing in the middle, but I am going to actually put this little button that I bought at Walmart along with the bow at Walmart. I'm going to see if this actually pulls out. And I'm just gonna, so it can fit inside better. Once I pull this off, they hot glued it, but you also want to get your hot glue because that is what I'm actually going to be using. Boy, almost. Oh my gosh, it's just a little there. Oh, well, I thought there was going to be like this little string where I can just end up pulling this out once I took this off, but there isn't. So, probably underneath all that hot glue, but yeah, I did all that for nothing. So, let's see if I could just cut it. My big old scissors. It just fits on there better without this. Alright. I need a trash can beside me. I have had so much trash. Between paper towels and the top of the Mod Podge and more paper towels and some of the burlap. Alright, so I wish I could get this little thing out. Let's see if I can actually bend it, and we'll try to cut it out here. Wish I could get that out somehow. All right, so good enough. So I will make do. So what you want to, you know, since this might just make this easier to, I'll just put this back on. And then go ahead and glue this. Go ahead and place it right here in the middle. And then I'm just gonna do might do some right here. So it actually sticks better and don't come off. All right. So right here, and I'm hoping some of these flowers will come up. So that's what it looks like. So, and what we're gonna do underneath, I did not do that, but if you want to, just paint it black or any other color that you want. I would do mine black, but I ran out of black. So, all right, so I wanted a darker color to match better, oh, wrong side, match better right here, but that's fine. I am going to place these right here, without them falling off. So that's how it's going to look. So I am going to go ahead and make sure that they're straight. Even though I don't think moms really pay attention. I don't know. Fortunately, mine passed when I was younger. But I do have a stepmom that lives out of state, and she is wonderful. I look up to her. She works harder than anybody I've ever known. Sometimes I wish I could be half the woman she is. I mean, when I tell you this woman works, I mean, she don't stay home at all. Like, she's got to be out working. Oh, she don't take no time off for herself. She needs to. She probably has to now with this quarantine stuff. I'm not really sure. I don't really call often that I should, only because my life seems to be pretty crazy sometimes. I'm always busy. I'm always doing something. And if I do talk to you on the phone, it's like I can only last like 5 minutes, and you might as well forget it. I've got kids that are always needing me, so this is what it's going to look like. And you can put some other designs on it. You can do whatever. You make it yours. So what I did with the box and stuff, things that you are able to put in it, I did buy, let's see. Did buy some things. Let me get these out of here. Oh, this has got a smell. Okay, so I bought a lot of bath bombs because that is still on. Who doesn't like bath bombs? I mean, if you don't like them, then okay, sorry. All right, so what I did, I thought would be cute, is I bought some pink and I bought some yellow of these little muffins things that I thought would be cute, just to set the balls in, such as like this, but I would actually put it inside the box. Got quite a lot of things, but it would just be something like this, and I will show you what it turns out to be, of course, in the box. They have like little sides, so I just put the one that's, I know I just did pink, but that's okay. Unless you have OCD and you're thinking, oh my gosh, why did you just do 2 pinks in a row? There. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with these. I got bigger ones. I have some that I bought throughout the holidays. I'm going to take those out. You got some bath salts. You got some Sweet Love bubble bath bars. Bubble bath. Epsom salt. Things that you would think that what your parents would enjoy, and I know my stepmom wouldn't probably even take the time to even take a bubble bath, when in reality I think that she does need to relax. I think it would be nice for her because she is hardworking. She's a good woman. There is also peel off masks. You got some margarita foot scrub, and she probably needs this too because she's on her feet all the time. And then you got a clay mask anti-stress. She don't show her stress at all, but I bet you she is, so she could use all this. Well, let me put it all together in the box and I will show you what it looks like. Okay, so the project is done. This is what it is going to look like. I think it was a fantastic idea. I think it's cute. Now the lid is going to be tight because we did burlap underneath it and it was already a really tight fit. So when you go to open it, and there's everything that is set in there. I put the mask and everything. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And like I said, you can put your mother's favorite stuff in here. And like I said, it don't even have to be for mothers. This could be a birthday gift for a child or friend or grandma or just anybody. You can even make a heart for your dad and decorate it the way you know that he would like it. This is just an idea to put together. Favorite foods, chocolate, tools, if you know, guys like hearts too. So again, this is burlapped across, so your lid is going to be tight when it goes back down. So anyway, you guys have a nice day. Stay safe out there, and God bless. Thank you for watching, and again, please subscribe and stay tuned for my next video. Thanks.